Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of Dumbass History with Becca. I'm your host, Becca, obviously. I'm sorry that it has taken me 2 months to record another episode. I've been kind of overwhelmed. Not with her. But I've been kind of overwhelmed. I've just been dealing with a lot. I went back to school, so I've been worried about that, and I've just been trying to focus on my family and my job and my bills and whatnot. But I think I can balance it out now, and I think I can get done what needs to be done. But yeah, so this is episode 4. This episode will be on Pope Gregory IX, and it will be about mainly just the thought of the possibility that his war on cats contributed to the spread of the plague. I think it did, but I guess we'll see. I'm sorry that I don't read and look at I need a music stand, and I don't have one, and I don't have the money to get one. I know they're only $15, but I don't have one. So I have to read awkwardly. It's fine. Y'all don't care. Most of the people that watch this are just friends anyway, so it's not like it matters. Y'all understand. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty details. So, about Pope Gregory, his original name was Ugo or Ugolino di Segni. He was born before 1170, and he died August 12, 1941 in Rome. One of the most vigorous of the 15th century popes, and he reigned in 1227 to 1241. He was a canon lawyer, which is a lawyer that practices Roman Catholic law. He was a theologian. He was a defender of papal prerogatives, and a founder of the Papal Inquisition, which the aim was to combat heresy. That's kind of important. He promulgated or promoted basically he promoted a papal decree concerning a point of canon law in 1234, and he remained the fundamental source of ecclesiastical law for the Catholic Church until after World War I. So basically, even after his death, the things that he put out, the Catholic Church followed a lot of his sources until after World War I. So he was pretty powerful. He was a nephew of Pope Innocent III. Being attacked by my daughter. He studied theology at the University of Paris. His early ecclesiastical career marked him as a diplomat, and shortly after his creation as a cardinal deacon by his uncle in 1198, he was involved in peace negotiations with Markwald of Anweiler in southern Italy. Markwald and a regent to the Kingdom of Sicily. Twice before 1210, he served Innocent, twice before 1210, Gregory served Innocent as a papal legate in Germany. In 1206, Innocent promoted him to the cardinal bishopric of Ostia, and which is the port city of Rome. And during the pontificate of Pope Honorius III, who reigned from 1216 to 1227, Ugo continued to play a leading role. He had the support of the Pope, but also the Emperor-elect Frederick II. He was the king of Sicily, and Gregory supported his cause during the reign of Innocent III, and Ugo was deeply religious. He was a deeply religious man, closely attuned to the spiritual movements of his time, a friend to Saint Dominic and Saint Francis of Assisi. He was the founder of the first mendicant orders. He served as a cardinal protector of the Franciscans and advisor to the St. Clare of Assisi? Advisor to St. Clare of Assisi, and the founder of the Poor Clares. Hugo firmly supported the crusading movement, and it was from his hands that Frederick III took the cross as a symbol of his intention to lead a crusade. Hugo was an austere man who of decisive mind and somewhat harsh personality. He was quick to anger and impatient with opposition, and that marked the character of this pontificate. So that's basically how he ruled as Pope. When Hugo ascended the papal throne as successor to Honorius III on March 19th, 1227, he had already lost patience with the moderate policies of his predecessor, and he grew increasingly unhappy with Emperor Frederick III, or the third, and his delay in embarking on his promised crusade. None of that really matters to what I have to say. It just was a conflict between Hugo and Frederick, which ended with Hugo excommunicating Frederick, and Frederick was like, "That's unfair," and yeah. Anyway, the Vatican and cats. Pope Gregory IX believed that cats carried the spirit of Satan himself. Papal Inquisitor Conrad Markung, I think, had confessions that initiates would be approached by a toad as large as a dog, and then a pale man would appear. Cora, stop. Leave it alone. The initiate would then be coaxed into kissing the man, and from then on, he or she would forget all allegiance to the church. According to confession, initiates and others who took part in black masses to worship Satan, a statue of a black cat would come to life, walking backward through the group and the meeting, and each person would then kiss the statue cat's sphincter. And then after that, orgies took place in the darkness, and then candles would be lit, and a man would emerge from the corner, and his upper body would be blindingly light, while his lower body was covered in cat's fur. However, these confessions came out of torture. That's right. Dude would torture these people and then feed this information to them, and they would just agree to it. After seeing this evidence, Pope Gregory issued a papal bull, which is basically doctrine for the church. In the bull, Gregory added that the devil worshippers would take the Easter communion but go home with bread still in their mouths. At home, they would spit the body of Christ into the latrine. So in 1233 to 1234, the Catholic Church and everyone loyal to it began exterminating cats. Thousands were accused of witchcraft and devil worship and were tortured, killed, or both. People turned on hated neighbors to deflect attention and prove their loyalty to the Pope and the Church. And these cat killings slowed after Gregory's death, but then during another witch-hunting frenzy in the 1400s, cats were killed again, believed to be witches' familiars. Then that Pope ordered all of the cats to be officially excommunicated from the Church. And the queens, as in Elizabeth I, that Pope ordered all cats to officially be excommunicated, and the Queen Elizabeth I's coronation included the burning of a cat-stuffed effigy. Yes, the cats were alive. The effigy was paraded around England before being burned in a bonfire. Some historians believe that this demonization and ordered killing of cats led to an outbreak of plague However, this is only based on circumstantial evidence. It may have made it easier for the plague to spread, but it didn't directly cause one because the plague existed beforehand, and they can't actually find any legit evidence that proves that the killing of these cats caused a plague to happen or an outbreak to happen. It could have easily made it spread because, as we know, plague can be found on the fleas of rats that have been infected with plague. And cats kill rats, so obviously it could have contributed to it, but that doesn't mean that it led to the outbreak directly. But yeah, so that is Pope Gregory IX's war on cats. And yeah, I don't think that, like I said, I don't think it caused the plague. Definitely think it helped possibly spread it a little bit, because there was an outbreak in the 1300s. There is no documentation that shows how many cats were killed, but apparently it was a lot, and it helped the population of rats rise. And I'm sorry that the video is shaky. My daughter wanted on the floor, but I should have seen that it was just so that she could play with the camera stand, because now she won't leave me alone. But there you have it. Enjoy. Again, sorry for the 2-month delay. The next video will be about the 1820 trial against tomatoes. I don't know what it's about yet. I haven't done research, but see you then.